Hi there and welcome to Beauty Talk. My name is Linda, and if you didn't know me already, I love everything about skincare, makeup and beauty. And today I wanted to share with you this makeup that I've created using Drugstore products. So these are all budget-friendly makeup products, and I'm going to create this very easy look. This is a very simple, natural look that you can do for your day-to-day basis, or if you want to go out, if you're a person that you don't regularly use a lot of makeup, this may be something that you would like to do. But also you may want to see what are these products that I'm using. Some of them you may be familiar with already because they are quite popular on the internet, and some of them maybe not so popular, but still I think they're really interesting. So if you want to see all the products that I've used today to create this very simple, nice makeup look, please keep on watching. But before, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give me a like at the end of the video so that I know you like this type of content. And also don't forget to follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I also share a little bit of my personal life over there, in addition to some other beauty content that you will see. So without anything else to add, let's start the video. All right, let's start. I'm just gonna put my hair away. I've already prepped my skin with my serums and my sunscreen, especially my sunscreen since I'm filming in front of a window, which is also causing like this weird lighting. And my lighting is not the best today because some of my lamps are not working anymore. And hopefully the lighting is not too bad. I was testing out, and it just creates these weird shadows. On top of that, as you may see, I am a little bit darker because I am basically what people say marinating in self tanner. I usually do my self tanner on Saturdays, which I think I have to start changing because it's the day I also film, and then I look a little bit weird. I look a little bit, even in my face, I look a little bit dark. And it's not until the next day that it looks kind of like nicer, but we're gonna work with it. So the first thing I'm gonna start with is this primer. I have talked about this primer before in my channel, and this is from e.l.f. It's called the Poreless Face Primer, and it's a really, really good one. I really like it because it really helps to disguise the pores, as I'm gonna show you, but also mattifies the skin. It helps keep it matte, which is really nice. And it will also help your makeup last longer. So it's really good. Primers are not always necessary, but I find them particularly helpful for my skin type. I think they are very helpful. So I think you can see there, it really does mattify, and you don't need too much. I only use it in the center of the face, kind of spread that, and then I just dab the rest. For the eyes, I'm going to use this primer, which I've been using for a few years now, and this is from Revlon. It's from their Color Stay range, and it's the eyeshadow primer. And I really like using an eyeshadow primer because I do have a bit of an oily eyelids, and I find that makes that the eyeshadow kind of moves around a little bit. So an eyeshadow primer can be really helpful for controlling that, helping the eyeshadow stay in place, but also enhancing the color and just prolonging the wear of the eyeshadow in general. This one, I don't think it's the best of all, but for the drugstore and the consistency, I like it because it's not very thick, and also it just doesn't feel so heavy on the eyes. It doesn't really change the color so much of the eyelid. It doesn't add color like some of these other eyeshadow primers do. This one, it just stays as it is. As you see, it just stays the same color as my eyes. So my blouse is not flashing too much. This style of blouse is a bit tricky. I don't have a big chest to hold it up, so if I kind of bend over, you can see my bra, but I'm sure it's nothing that you haven't seen before. Anyway, for the foundation, I decided to try this foundation, which is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Plumping Tinted Serum. And you gotta shake it up before you use it. This is one that you've probably seen all over the internet because it's really popular, and because of that, I really wanted to try it. And I think it's a good foundation. You're gonna see. Now apply it with a brush. First of all, I'm going to take a little bit from the dropper. I'm going to put it in the back of my hand, and I'm going to start applying it. The color, by the way, it comes in just a few colors because they adapt to different skin colors. So this is 2-3 light. The thing about this foundation is that it has barely any coverage. If you want something that has coverage, this is not it. This does not have much coverage at all. What this does is just makes your skin look like your skin, but better. So it helps uniform it, make it look a little bit more even, but it doesn't really cover everything. It's very lightweight though. It's very lightweight because it's like a serum, so you barely feel it. And it does make the skin look fairly nice, but it just doesn't have much coverage. I thought it would have a little bit more coverage. And I mean, I don't know why I thought that, because it's like a tinted serum, right? So I'm just gonna grab a little bit more because, as you see, it just vanished. It just vanished to apply on my forehead. So it really doesn't have that much coverage, which is fine. I think this is really nice for everyday basis. If you're a person who doesn't want to wear something that's too heavy, and it doesn't really build too much either, but it does make the skin look very nice. To be honest, it does, but it doesn't give you like too much coverage. So as I said, it's something that is probably best for every day, going into the office, and because it has that hyaluronic acid and it's very hydrating, I think it's really good, particularly for the office when you don't want to wear like too much makeup, but you want the skin to stay nice and hydrated. It does stay on the face really well. I have been testing these products in the past 2 weeks, and they work really well for like very nice natural makeup. So that's how it looks. Anyway, this is how the foundation looks. I think it looks very nice. I'm not gonna say, I can't say that I'm truly disappointed because I knew what to expect with it, but I kind of wanted something that perhaps covered my skin a little more. I think that's what I really wanted, because I already have some things that do this. However, it is a very nice product. I have to say, it just leaves the skin, you know, just looking like skin. It doesn't look like I have any makeup at all. However, for concealer, I don't have budget friendly or drugstore concealer, but I'm gonna use my regular concealer, which is the Dior Forever Skin Corrector, and this is the tone 1.5N. If you have a favorite drugstore concealer, please recommend me something. The thing is that I'm very picky with skin concealers because most of them tend to feel a bit drying on me, and it's really hard to find a decent one. But if you know of a skin concealer from the drugstore that you really like, that is really great for covering the under eyes, that is not too heavy and is also not drying, please leave your recommendations in the comments. I would really appreciate it. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit here, just in the usual spots, and then I tend to apply a little bit like in the center, just to brighten the center of the face. Have a little pimple here, or a little, you know, blemish. Ideally, you want to use the same color of your foundation. Well, I'm gonna make this work. Just gonna blend with a brush. By the way, these brushes that I'm using are from the brand Iconic London. They're really nice. I like that they're gold because I like everything gold, but they also work really well. They have some odd shapes, but they do really work very well. I do have a lot of redness around my nose, which can be hard to cover. Probably need to correct that before with the corrector, like something in a green tone to neutralize the red before I go in with makeup. But for today, we're going to just use this. And then with the blemish here, I'm just gonna go with my finger slightly, dab it, and it's not going to completely cover it, but it's going to disguise it a bit. And then the same under my eyes. I find that I just need to go over with my finger to kind of make sure to push the product, and so that it doesn't look like it's kind of dry, because that's something that happens to me a lot. Concealer tends to look like it's dry under my eyes, even though I hydrate and put plenty of moisturizer under my eye. It still looks a bit funny. So with the finger, I get it to kind of like properly melt, and then it doesn't show as if it's dry. So for bronzer, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Bronzer. So they have a matte version, and this is the luminous version, which I have to say I have been really enjoying. I think this is a very, very beautiful product, and I like how small it is. It's very travel friendly. I'm just going to take it with the brush, and I'm just going to apply it like I would my typical bronzer. I like the luminosity of it because, I don't know, it just makes the skin look very pretty, because it's not luminous in the sense that it's got any sparkles or shimmer. So it just makes your skin look like it's dewy. That's what it does, and I really like it. So I'm just stippling it, and it blends really, really well. And I just put the rest under here. I want you to see the difference. Doesn't that look really pretty? I do the same on this side, and I just like to apply my bronzer quite high. I'm not trying to contour here. I'm just trying to give my skin some warmth, but I do still like to apply it as high as possible to make the cheeks look like if they're lifted. You know, just enhance those cheekbones. And I bring the leftover down here. I'm gonna put a little bit more in the hairline. I am really, really, really satisfied with this bronzing product. I think it's very, very pretty. I'm really, really satisfied. And I've heard that the matte version is really nice. And I think the matte version, you can probably use it more so to contour because it's matte. However, that one, I think it was out of stock, the color that I would have needed. So that's why I don't have it. But just to let you know, as I finish putting this up here, all of the products that I'm mentioning, those that I can, they will be linked down below where you can find them, especially here in the UK. Some of them you may be able to find them in Look Fantastic, in Portugal, in Spain, and Ireland as well. So another product from e.l.f. is their Luminous Putty Blush. I love this one, and I have been using this one for a while. You can see how I've used it so much. It is really, really pretty. And this one is, I forgot to tell you the color of the bronzer. The bronzer is in, what color is it? Day Trip, maybe? Yeah, I think it's called Day Trip. And then the blush, the Luminous Putty Blush, is in the color Maui. It's a very beautiful color, and I love it. Again, they also have the matte versions, but I am really enjoying the luminous versions. I just feel that they look so, so pretty. And I also like to apply my blush, again, high, a little bit higher than the bronzer, as you can see. A little bit over the nose to get that like sun-kissed look. And the thing about this blush is that it's more sheer, so you kind of need to go in with a few layers or set it with another blush if you like, if you want it to be more intense. But otherwise, I really like how it looks. I think it's very, very pretty, and again, the luminosity makes the skin look dewy and just glowy and juicy and pretty. I really like how it looks. I'll probably need to add a little bit more once I powder, just because it kind of loses a bit of intensity after I powder. And for my powder, I picked up the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Translucent Powder. I have to say, I'm very impressed with this powder. I am a fan of high-end powders. I just feel that I like how they work. That doesn't mean that, you know, any of these drugstore ones don't work. But this one, I am a big fan of it. It's very lightweight. It mattifies, but without adding product that looks like you're cakey. No, you don't see the powder as much. It really is, for the price it is, I think it's very, very amazing. The only concern I have is that the white one, I think it may leave a little bit of a cast on somebody that has a darker skin, but otherwise on me it works really well. So I'm just going to show you. Really helps to blur the pores as well. I mean, look at that. That's the thing. A lot of these translucent powders, I've heard some makeup artists say that they don't like when they're fully translucent or white, because they can show up on people that have darker skin. So bear that in mind. But I know that there are some like this white color powders that work for all skin colors and they don't show up. But this one I think might show a little bit. But if you see the difference, look how much more satin. You don't see so much shine, but it also helps to blur the pores. I'm really impressed with this powder. I think it works really, really well. Just gonna finish setting the center of my face. I also apply a little bit on my eyelids to prepare them. So a little bit of the blush has faded. I'm just going to put another layer, because you can do that. Layer them. Just taking a little bit of the blush. I'm going to just layer a little bit of that blush. Now for the eyebrows, this is a product I've been using for a while. I'm just brushing them up to see what I have. This is a product I've been using for a while now, and it's the NYX Brow Tint Pen. I actually just bought a new one because I wasn't sure this one had enough. So this is a pen where you can create, which I think this one is basically, I think it's running out. So let's open the new one. And it's a pen that you can create hair-like strokes. So create hair-like strokes. I don't know if you can see that. They're really thin or as thick as you want. And it just makes for a more natural eyebrow. So I'm going to use this. I've been using it for a while now, and it's really nice. I've heard some people comparing this to Anastasia Beverly Hills one, that this has more pigment, that this works just as well. But yeah, I like this product very, very, very much. It sounded weird. Very, very much. Anyway, I really like this product because you can create this hair stroke effect and it looks a lot more natural, and it's really easy to use in my opinion. I think some people might struggle, but I've gotten used to it and I can work with it really fast, and it doesn't like melt or anything. It stays put very well. Nothing perfect because my eyebrows are not perfect, but just to kind of like make them look a little better. I always make them look a little bit thicker. And the color of this pen, this brow pen, is ash brown. I find that it's a brown that works really well for me. To set them, set my eyebrows, I'm going to use this product, which is also from e.l.f. which is called the Brow Lift. But I probably should have used this before, but I also didn't want to use it before because it doesn't really dry. So I think this is supposed to be like some sort of dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow freeze, because it's kind of like in a similar texture. I have not used that one. I've never tried it. I don't know how good it is. And take a little bit of the product. And the thing about this one is I'm not gonna lie, this is not my favorite product for the eyebrows, because although it does lift them, if you want that laminated effect, it really does, it stays kind of like, it feels like a bit of a jelly on the eyebrows. And I just don't like that feeling. I like my eyebrows to feel dry. But I'm using it today, and I've used it a lot, you know, when I feel like it. And I'm just using it to kind of set my eyebrows in place and just, you know, make them look a little bit, you know, more bushy and set in place. I try not to press it too hard so that it doesn't lift up the tint. I'm just trying to strictly pick up the hairs and like really lift them up. I recently had my eyebrows trimmed and groomed and all that, so they're in a really good state that I can easily brush them up. They're not too long that they are gonna, you know, go everywhere. However, I want to point out that e.l.f. does have a product for the eyebrows, which I think is called Brow Wow. That it's a tinted brow gel, I think, that has microfibers. I really like that product. I've used it before, and I've also seen some makeup artists such as Nicola Rose mention that she really liked it, and I thought it was great because I really liked that product. I've used it before. I don't have it at the moment, but it's a very good product. It really helps to make the eyebrows look like they're fuller because it has those fibers, and it also gives a little bit of color. It's a really good product. It's also really affordable, the same as this one. For the eyes, I have this eyeshadow palette from the brand Essence. I live here in the UK. I thought you couldn't find this brand here in the UK, but you can. I found it recently in a store called Wilko. They sell this brand. So if you live here in the UK and you want to try this brand, they sell it there in Wilko, and this is like super affordable. I think this palette was like £4. And over in the US you have this brand, and also I know here in Europe you have this brand in several places, and in Portugal I picked up a few things there. And this is a very nice brand. It's very affordable. And to be honest, I mean, I'm not going to say that the palette, the pigment is amazing, that it's like super intense. It's not. But that doesn't mean that it's anything bad, because for everyday use, or for somebody that is not very skilled with makeup, you want to use things that don't have such strong pigment, because they're easier to use in general. And I found that this palette is very pretty. Let me tell you the name of it. It's called the Rose Edition Eyeshadow Palette from Essence. So it's just like this, very simple, very compact. And to be honest, I've been playing with the colors and I really like them. So they're not, again, they're not intense, but they stay on all day and they really look very pretty. So I'm going to start by using this medium light color just as a base. It does have fallout, but I mean, again, with 4 pounds, what else can you expect? It still performs really well on the eyes. So I'm going to just prepare my eyelid with this color. I'm going to put it all over, almost going all the way to the brow. Have a little bit of a decoloration here because I had a blemish right under my eyebrow. Just sharing with you. And I'm just going to prepare all the eyelid like that. So now I'm going to go in with this medium taupey color. So there's nothing extravagant about this makeup, nothing extravagant and nothing too elaborate. It's a very simple makeup, very easy to do, very nice for every day or for whatever occasion you prefer. And I'm just going to focus this color in my socket, because I really like to create that illusion that I have more of a socket, because my eyes are a little bit hooded and I like to create that illusion of more of a sunken eye, just because I feel that just looks more, just suits me better. See, that creates a socket line. But this is also a great technique if you are starting to have hooded lids and you want to disguise that, you want to make your eye look more lifted. Without stretching the eye, you're going to place the brush right beneath your bone or a little bit above, depending on how hooded your eyes are, and then you're going to use that color there. It's what people call a transition color, I suppose. I'm going to take a small brush. I'm going to take the same color and I'm just going to place it underneath my eye. It's just going to make the look a little bit more cohesive, but also going to frame the eye and make it look a little bit bigger. So now I want to define a little bit more, and I'm going to add this dark color, which looks really dark, but when you place it on the eyelid, it really isn't. That's the good thing about this eyeshadow palette, that it's not so intense, so it's really easy to play with. The colors are not so intense, makes it just easier to not make a mistake and overdo it. I think that's the beauty of it. So I'm just kind of focusing here, like an outer corner, I'm making out a V. I'm doing the makeup that I feel is more flattering for me, and that I find is mostly flattering for a lot of people. But I will, in this channel, experiment doing more experimental makeup, more, things that perhaps you wouldn't do every day. But at the moment, because I'm showing you this, I want to show you what I would realistically do on an everyday basis. And because I know a lot of people, they don't want to do like really crazy makeups every day. They just want something easy. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. So again, I'm just doing this side of the eye, and I am just trying to create that socket line, create a little more depth in my eye. Just going to take a big brush and I'm just going to soften the edges and blend all that on top. I want to play with another color, and I'm going to play with this rosy color that's here. It's really pretty, and I'm just going to take the same brush I was using before, and I'm going to apply it in between, just in all the mobile lid basically. I really like this color. Really pretty. Not that I'm trying to match my clothes, but I think it will go very well with this outfit. When you have an eyeshadow that has a lot of fallout, dabbing is probably the best option. And once you finish dabbing, then you can kind of like blend a little more. So it's very subtle, like I said, doesn't have too much payoff, but it looks really pretty in real life, in my opinion. So this is a product I really wanted to buy for this video, and that I've heard another makeup artist talk about, specifically Nikki Rose. She did a video of one and done eyeshadows, and she included this one from Revlon. And this is the Revlon Color Stay Cream Eyeshadow in the color Praline. I'll show you how it looks. It's very pretty. She used the other color, which is caramel, and I'm kind of wanting to buy that. I'm just going to show you the shimmer. It's really subtle, this one. It's so pretty, and it actually is really long lasting. She does say that this cream eyeshadow works just as well as a high-end eyeshadow such as those from Chanel and even Charlotte Tilbury, and I have to agree with her. They do work really well. They're very long lasting. They don't crease. This one from Revlon works really well. There's not so many colors, but it works really well. I wanted to show you before I put it on. I'm going to show you the shimmer from this palette. The shimmers from this palette are really pretty, so I'm just going to show you. This is the golden, the pinky one, and this is more like a champagne white one. I'm going to let me try and put them here, and I mean, look how pretty those shimmers are. They're very pretty. But today I want to use the one from Revlon because it's so pretty. It's very subtle. I really want to get the other color, and I'm just going to apply this kind of like in the center, a little bit below the pinky color, and I'm going to bring it all the way until the inner corner because this is such a light color. It can work as a highlight. It's a bit of a frosted look, but it's really pretty. You can use it on its own. It will look very pretty, like a very subtle eyeshadow, but it has a very nice shimmer to it. It's going to kind of blend that with my finger, and that's how it looks. It's very subtle and very pretty. I can imagine that the other color, I think it is called caramel, and it's more of a golden color. I really want to get that one. And there's also like a matte one, which will probably work really well as like a base for the eyeshadow. Very pretty. And if you want, you can go on top of this cream eyeshadow with one of these, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the more pinky one. I'm just going to wrap my finger. Wow, look at that. Look how intense. It really intensified that. It looks like foil. It's really pretty. Right, so I've added my shimmer, and now I'm going to do a wing liner. So I did purchase an Essence, what's it called? Essence eyeliner pen. I'm going to be straight honest with you, it's not the best, but it does, you can make it work. It works really well. I like the shape of it because it's very small, but it kind of like starts drying out a little bit, which makes it hard to work with. But here goes. I'm gonna do a wing liner because I am a wing liner girl. I have been since I was 17. So the way I do it is I'm gonna just kind of like lay it down and stamp it really close to my eyelashes first. Always start by the middle of my eye because I don't like to eyeline all the eye. You just do it kind of like from the middle out, right? And then towards the end, I'm going to just slowly bring the wing out. And I relax my eye and I go over the skin that I have there. And then I will bring it in here and start fixing it. I hope you can see this. That's not a bad wing. I'm also going to use it to tight line. I'm just going to take it right beneath the eyelashes, really close to the skin, and then I just bring it like that. Now I'm going to curl my eyelashes just with my regular curling eyelash curler. This one's from Laura Mercier. I think it's really good. I definitely recommend investing in a good eyelash curler. I haven't tried any budget-friendly ones in a really long time. It's something that's gonna last you for years and years. I have used some cheaper ones. I can't remember the brands, but they did like break like, you know, they didn't last very long. So I definitely recommend investing in a good eyelash curler, because they do pay off. So for mascara, I'm going to use this mascara from Essence. It's called the Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara. I understand that this one has been very popular also in the US, and it went viral, I think. So I decided to give it a try, and you know what, I actually really like it. So I'm going to show you how it looks. It has this kind of like bendy wand, and for the price, I think it is a very nice mascara. I usually just apply mascara on the top lashes, not in the bottom. Rarely I do that. I don't like how it makes my eye look. It does separate them and lift them very well. Is it as good as my favorite mascaras? No, but it's very good for the price point that it has. I think it works really well. It really lifts the eyelashes, it really separates them, makes them look a little bit more fuller, and it really holds the curl as well, because that's something with some mascaras. Initially they lift the lashes, but then throughout the day they start kind of like falling, or just, you know, they're not as lifted anymore. I do spend a while in my eyelashes. I see people applying mascara and they do it super fast, but I can't do it as fast. You see that? It looks really good. So for lips, I bought another product from NYX, and I think their pencil liners, lip liners, are very popular and known to be very good. So they have this velvet one, suede velvet lip liner, which a lot of people like, but I don't like it because it's a bit too dry formula. This one, however, I think it's a little better, and I think this color is really nice. So let me tell you what's the color. And let me tell you the name of this. This is the NYX, or NYX Line Loud Lip Pencil in the color called Gold Crusher. Gold Crusher, nice name. It's a very pretty taupey brown color, which I think is gonna be nice for this trend now that people are doing this makeup called the latte makeup. I'm thinking of doing a video on the makeup, on the latte makeup trend. So let me know if you want to see that. I can do a long video on that. But I'm going to use this pencil, and I'm just going to go over my Cupid's bow. I like to overline, and I go over my Cupid's bow, kind of lift that middle part, and then I follow the natural line eyelid. So this lip liner, I think, is a lot more softer. I haven't tried it, I haven't used it for very long, but it is a lot more softer. It glides on without being excessively creamy. So I think that's nice. It's a very subtle lip liner. And for my lipstick, I'm just going to use my favorite lipstick from Revlon, which is their Super Lustrous lipstick in 353. A lot of people don't like this color, but I do. It's like a frosty color. But even if you don't like this color, the lipsticks from Revlon, these are classic lipsticks that they have stood, you know, they are just classic. They don't have a weird smell. The texture is really good. They last really well. They leave your lips nice and smooth. The colors are really pretty, and this is a frosty color, and you can't go wrong with Revlon lipsticks. I think the quality is just amazing, and I have used the lipsticks from Revlon for, you know, as long as I can remember, since I started using makeup, and they're still so good, still comparable to high-end lipsticks. And that is the final look. That's the final makeup. I'm gonna try and get some footage from some other angle with some other lighting, because this lighting is just not making this makeup, not giving it justice. I'm gonna try and get a little closer so you can see. Look how pretty that looks. The mascara and the lips. I really like this color. It's like a champagne-y color. I really like it. I hope you enjoyed this video of me using some budget-friendly drugstore products. If there's any drugstore product that you want me to try that you think is really good, let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely try my best to try it and show it over here in the channel and create some nice look as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you stayed all the way to the end, I want you to know that I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And don't forget that I will link everything that I can down below in the description box, so if you're interested, go and check it out. And yeah, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.
Why is it not working? I'm trying to get my husband's phone to film because my phone storage is full and I need to manage that. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm struggling today. Things are just funny. Not going so well. This lighting is terrible. It makes my skin not look so great. Let's hope that's at the end of this is decent.